so in this video, we're going to talk about if the new Lowrider ST is worth it. Let's check it out. What's going on, YouTube? FXTLS Brooklyn is back in the building. We're coming at you live here from one of my favorite roads, 218. You've definitely seen us take this before. One of my favorite little stretch of twisties. And I've had multiple people write in recently, multiple people asking me my thoughts about the new 2022 Lowrider ST, the hot topic of the year, the hot bike, right? And a lot of folks are just asking me my opinion, having had the experience of being in the market for a new bike back when the Dyna Lowrider S dropped in 2016, which was pretty comparable in terms of the amount of hype that was going on. It was a very, very hyped, high demand bike. And yeah, people are asking me what I think. Is it worth it? And the question I'm getting asked is twofold. People are asking me, do I think the price is worth it, the MSRP, and then some dealerships jacking up the MSRP a little bit? And then other folks are in the position where, you know, they're having to put their names on waiting lists and wait X amount of months, and they're asking me, you know, do you think it's worth it to wait for the bike? So let me start off with the easy one as we pass by this beautiful scenery. Oh my god. Visit New York, and when you visit New York, make sure you rent a motorcycle, because this is what's up, man. So to answer the first question, which is it worth the price? Specifically the MSRP, which I think is coming somewhere a little bit above 20K. My short answer is yeah. It's definitely worth the price. Coming from somebody who's done a FXRT build on a Dyna, right? I will tell you that if you were to pick up a 2022 Lowrider S, you know, not the ST, and threw on the FXRT fairing and did the damn thing, you'd be spending more money than what they're asking for the ST. So cost-wise, yeah, it's definitely worth it for what you're getting. It's definitely worth it for that bike. Now, in terms of, is it worth waiting, being on the waiting list? Because right now those bikes are in such crazy high demand. I think even higher demand than my Dyna Lowrider S was in back in 2016. So people are having to wait like 5, 6, 7 months, crazy amount of time to get this bike. Some people can't even get their name on a waiting list because the bike is just so in high demand right now. So first off, before we answer that question, my question for you would be, why do you want this bike? What is going to be your purpose for riding this bike? You know, what is your riding style? First off, does the bike actually make sense for you? Or do you just happen to be in the market for a new bike right now, which I know a lot of you are, and it's a lot of you are coming off of your first bikes, which for a lot of you, that's a Sportster or something else. So my question is, how are you going to be using the bike? You know, if you think you're going to be cranking a whole lot of highway miles, if you definitely know you're going to be doing bike trips, then my answer is yeah, it's probably worth actually waiting for that bike, right? But now, if you're somebody who's not planning to do heavy highway miles, who's not planning to just crush heavy mile days here and there, who's maybe just trying to get around town, or maybe you're just a more kind of casual weekend rider, which again, there's nothing wrong with that, but maybe it's not worth waiting however long you're supposed to wait, when you could probably just get the actual 2022 Lowrider S and have it suit your purposes, and number one, pay less, and then number two, not have to wait. Because I know how it is, man. Like, I've joked about it, about my evolution of the Dynabro video. But, you know, it's like, one day you wake up and suddenly your Sportster is just not what it was anymore, and you're ready to step up to something else. But the dilemma you're in is, do I step up to the Lowrider ST, or do I go with something else? So if you do think it actually fits your riding style and it makes sense for what you're trying to do with your motorcycle, then yeah, I'm gonna again tell you that it is gonna be worth the wait. So again, I knew what I was trying to do with my when I was ready to get a new bike and come up and upgrade off of a Sportster. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do the bike trips. I knew what my riding style was. It was a lot of urban riding, but it was also a lot of heavy mile days, and it was a lot of future bike trips. So I knew that, and the Lowrider S was perfect for what I was trying to do, and perfect for my riding style. So I was lucky back in 2016 to even be able to get my name on the waiting list, because right before the bike was announced in 2015, I was actually really close to doing the standard Dynabro move back in that era. Shout out to West Point. And I was actually about to just get a 2015 Street Bob brand new, and that was going to be it. It was perfect. It had mid controls. I knew what I wanted to do. But then, of course, the Dyna Lowrider S came out, and I just had a gut feeling that that was the bike that was perfect for me. It had already come stock with a lot of the things I wanted to do anyway. It had the bigger engine, it had everything blacked out, it had cruise control, it just had a lot of the things that I knew I was already going to have to do. So I just immediately had that gut feeling that that bike was right for me. So I wasted no time. I was lucky enough to get my name on a list over at the Nassau County Harley-Davidson. Shout out to Paul over there for making that happen for me back in 2016. I know a lot of people had to wait a lot longer than I did. But basically, I got my name on a list probably in, I think it was like January. And I was able to throw a leg over that bike in April and call it my own. And you all know, like, that was in 2016. We're in 2022 right now. And that bike, those months, right? So January, February, March, you know, those months were definitely agonizing while I'm on my Sportster, just wanting something more, wanting to be on a Dyna, knowing that I was ready, but having to wait. Yeah, it's definitely like agonizing to wait, but now it was 100% worth it. Because you all know, who follow my channel, that bike, the Dyna Lowrider S, is 100% my bread and butter. That's like, at the end of the day, that's what I'm always coming back to. That's what all of FXCLS Brooklyn has been built off of. I mean, it's in my name at this point. So I had to wait a little bit, yeah, but again, I do not regret waiting, because that bike, I knew it was right for me, and here we are, you know, 6 years later, and I'm still just as psyched about having that bike as the day I took it out of the showroom. So you kind of just have to go with your gut, you know? If in your gut feeling, like, you know that that's the bike for you and that's what you want, by all means, I would say it's worth the wait. Just wait for it and get the bike that you know that you're gonna want, rather than settling for something less, or settling for something else and then doing all the upgrades to make it that bike and just spending a lot more money. I mean, the flip side of that coin is, for example, in my situation, if I would have said, okay, you know what, maybe I'm just gonna wait a year and wait for these bikes to come down in demand or whatever, maybe I'll do that and wait till 2017. Well, in 2017, my same bike, when they came out with it, the 2017 Dyna Lowrider S was the same thing, except they jacked the price up. So it was actually beneficial for me to jump on it in the time that I did. So who knows what's going to happen with the Lowrider ST. The 2023, they might do the same thing. You know, they're not stupid. They see how many people want that bike. Hey, let's throw on another $3 grand. We know we'll get it, right? They could do that. Or they could do something cool. They might also be like, okay, 2023, let's throw the new Rev Max motor in there. Let's see what we can do to keep people excited about this idea of the Lowrider ST. It could honestly go either way, you know, so from my experience and being in the situation that a lot of you are in 6 years ago, that's kind of how I feel on it. You gotta kind of just go with your gut feeling, and you also have to be realistic with yourself and what your riding style is and the purpose that you want that bike for. You know, and also just think about the bike that I'm on right now, right? My 2001 FXDX. Before I even got my first Dyna, this year FXDX Superglide Sport was always a dream bike of mine. Particularly this bike that I'm on, you know, from the first time I saw it at Indian Larry when Peter rolled up on it, it's always been a dream bike of mine. And then 6 years later, somehow I'm on this bike and somehow I own this bike. So good things come to those who wait, is all I'm going to say. Good things come to those who wait. Sometimes you gotta wait. In the bike life, you know, whether it's waiting for the perfect trip to come along or waiting for the perfect bike to come along, being patient has always served me very well, and I hope the same for you. So for everyone who's written in, thanks for the question. It's a really good one. You know, again, I get it. I was in the same position once, and I hope this video helps you or informs you a little bit about that decision. We're going to continue the rest of our beautiful 60-degree ride, man. Stay safe out there, my people. Stay low. Whether you ride a Dyna Lowrider, or whether you ride a Softail Lowrider, or whether you ride a early Superglide Sport, or whether you're on something else, stay safe, stay low. Enjoy the riding that your state has to offer. I know we are definitely doing that right now. Practice patience and practice a positive mental attitude. And on that, FXDL's Brooklyn is out.